Welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today, we got to get you those daily expected moves as we go into OPEX tomorrow. And Patreon members, we will have all those daily expected moves up for you after this video. But for today, we have not been able to confirm the 2-hour to the upside, which is very probable as we have violated signals on the MACD and RSI. So we need to jump into some technical analysis. We need to get into the 30-minute chart to really see if we can catch some hints going into the weekend of which way this market wants to go for the end of January. So let's get into it. I don't know why I felt like I was eating my microphone for a second. I'm sorry if that was taking place, but the daily chart, one thing that we do notice is signals were violated there as well, right? Signals almost getting violated at this point, but mainly the RSI violating both of these does tell you should look for the market to potentially go higher and remake those signals later on. Now, we will pay attention to the bearish roll, but we haven't seen that. The bearish roll scenario is that the 2-hour is going to reject. We're going to get some kind of craziness here, but then afterwards, we will see that roll. We still have to make that form at this point. We need to see this MACD go negative, curl up into positive, and maybe reject down into negative territory. Again, to confirm a negative trend, that means we need to take out this low. That is pretty much the only bearish case that we see, unless we quickly come up to here and create some kind of 2-hour divergence. But the 30-minute chart, as the 2-hour is by that center line and still in positive territory, if that curls up, it would suggest that we're going to ride this thing up to 700 or even that weekly expected move for next week. So make sure you're subscribed for the weekend, where we do give you the weekly expected moves completely for free for the SPY and the Qs. We give every single one off over here on the right side of your screen on Patreon. What happened today? Right? What happened today was we did not get the rejection and roll down to potentially make a divergence or see that bearish roll down to create that bear case, but instead we get the gap up. The gap up here, very, very nice, because the gap up is shooting the MACD into positive territory, which once this starts to happen, you do like to look for the higher lows, right? We will look for those higher lows with the curl down of the MACD by that center line, boom, to the upside. That would be our higher low, and that would suggest that the 2-hour is going to see a good move here, potentially to next week's weekly expected move as we go into Friday. So what's going on at the end of the day here? One, we confirmed down with not the best confirmation, right? Not on the price action, MACD and RSI all at the same time. A little bit lagging behind there, but one thing that we notice about the price action is we did not take out this high. So we still should be open to two things here going into OPEX. And that would be a higher low situation for that 2-hour, or for the 30-minute that can lead to the 2-hour turning up, or this did not make a new high, so we can come all the way down and test these lows, even break those lows if we want to. And then we have to seriously do our homework in this area, because if this is able to curl up, then that would suggest that this could be a massive, massive trap. So in this area, we are still paying attention to the same things. We are looking for the higher low. We drew it up just like this in the video yesterday, where you're able to burst. Now, we showed that breaking through that high for a moment, then giving us this. So that tells us that we need to still be aware of some kind of divergence down by that weekly expected move. Now, we'll be paying attention to that, but for the time being, you can utilize your MACD. If that curls down, don't want to be bullish initially, but if that curls up with a higher low or divergence, I want to make sure to be paying attention to those signals, because that is everything that I look for in the full technical analysis course for some kind of trade setup. It's as simple as that. If we're able to do that, then we could see a nice move up to 700 and even peek through and maybe head to the weekly expected move for next week. And we see almost the identical thing for the Qs. Actually, did I read off those levels? Maybe we should read off those levels, right? 696.30. If we're going to create the higher low, we might need to be at that 688.18. So just pay attention to those levels. Sorry for not reading them off. I'll read them off for the Qs. This is very, very similar here. Very similar amount of implied volatility going into tomorrow that we had today. So for the Qs, you have 627 flat to the upside and 616.56 to the downside. Note, if you are new here, these are levels that are used or are created by calculating the options data. We calculate daily expected moves to give you a 68% zone. You will land in that zone 68% of the time, and 32% of the time you will land on one of the sides of those. Okay, so one of the times you will see something crazy. We've seen a few crazy things this week, but we have overall closed back within them very, very well. The same could be said for the weekly expected moves. Maybe we'll discuss that in this weekend's video. So 68% zone, very, very important here. But the important thing for the 30-minute for the Qs is, I believe that's a little bit deeper than the SPY. So we still want to be open to a test of these levels because the price action and the MACD is still close to that center line. This would suggest that as we didn't make the new high, we haven't blatantly, with price action and technical analysis itself, been able to say that we're going to head in that upward direction. What we would have liked to see is a nice little peak above here and then make this move to actually go higher. But instead, we get this. So what do we need to pay attention to for the Qs? We need to watch for a potential divergence or higher low. You have to be paying attention to both. That's where we can see this dip down to these levels, maybe even take care of that gap, see if that's able to curl up by the end of the day. With confirmation from your MACD, with confirmation from your RSI, this all would give a great argument for the 2-hour chart to be able to go to the upside. Let's look at that 2-hour chart for the Qs because it was a little bit different. Notice that the 2-hour is still right by that center line, violating divergence on the MACD, but keeping the divergence on the RSI. So you have to treat the Qs a little bit carefully here and make sure that you're doing your 30-minute patience, your 30-minute homework to suggest that this is actually going to head up. You want to wait for the probabilities to stack up in your favor. They aren't necessarily there yet. But once we can carve out that higher low, once we can carve out that divergence, you will know that the bear case is not happening. If the bear case starts to happen, that just means you did not create the higher low. You did not create the divergence. You would look for those deeper levels. You would look for this level to get taken out, and you would look for a potential bearish roll. Because as we look at the Qs, this is still a definite possibility even when you look at pattern. When you look at pattern, you can see the left head and the right shoulder that could have been as we broke this level. So you want to be very, very cautious with this, but at the same time, trust in your skills, okay? Trust in your skills because in this area, the 2-hour is still close to that center line. We did see the bullishness step in. So if we're not getting a dramatic sell-off to take out critical levels and getting another roll on the 2-hour where the 2-hour MACD is able to actually go negative and curl down, notice over here that we did see the 2-hour able to go negative, but we never got the next curl down. We never got the roll. That's very important. So even if we come down to these levels, we have to see a reversal one more time from those areas. I just wanted to go through this pretty thoroughly today, even though I don't have the most amount of time, but I hope that you're able to take something away from it. And I hope that this is very helpful for the Qs going into tomorrow. So now you have some daily expected moves and we can get into volatility. Now, what did I suggest from volatility for the 2-hour chart? I don't really want the 2-hour chart to curl up here. Now, if it does curl up, I would really like to quickly see a divergence, quickly see a lower high from the 2-hour, but the 30-minute is what I suggested to pay attention to going into the end of the week. And we suggested that the best case scenario for the bulls was the VIX being able to collapse down to these levels, see some kind of roll that actually doesn't create divergence, but starts that downtrend for volatility. Now, this will be very interesting as we get into VIXPERATION. So we might talk about that at the very end of the video. We will pay close attention to VIXPERATION, which is next Wednesday, so you are aware. So right now, the 30-minute is curled up in negative territory. That would tell us that a roll is very likely. We will watch out for divergences and things like that. And Patreon members, if that forms tomorrow, I will let you know, because a 30-minute divergence like this going into the end of Friday could tell you about a little weekend bull trap. I know that's crazy to say, but it's nice that the signal's shaped up like this so we can pay attention to volatility for risk going into the weekend. And maybe that means, even though maybe you think that we're going to 700, but if I see a signal like this, it definitely means I do not have the trade set up to the upside just yet. So I wanted to point these things out for volatility. The 2-hour is really close to that center line as well. So you are in a recipe where you have to be very reactive. The 2-hour for volatility is by that center line, suggesting we're going to get another wave of selling, but the 30-minute hasn't given you those hints yet. The 2-hour for the SPY is actually by that center line, but we haven't got that to roll down to deeper levels. We are just in scenario 2. But we haven't gotten the 30-minute hint that that's going to head up yet. So this means that I can watch the market tomorrow and I can be very reactive. Now, VIXPERATION is the expiration of those VIX contracts, and sometimes you see a pop in volatility right before or a pop in volatility right after. So is this the pop in volatility right before? That's something that we'll have to ask ourselves and pay attention to the shorter time frame. So if you look back at VIXPERATION dates, we paid attention to it last month and it was very helpful, but this tells us that is this enough? We'll have to see if there's one more pop left in volatility for next Wednesday, and then we'll see if the market's able to resolve itself. We're going to be very reactive here, but if this is high enough, then we can see VIXPERATION dealt with. We can see lower prices. I still myself am leaning towards this. When considering VIXPERATION and the 2-hour chart, I think it would be very, very interesting for us to be able to figure our stuff out on the 30-minute tomorrow, and then be able to, if we're going to make the divergence or we are going to come down and create the higher low. Either way, I think that if the 2-hour is able to curl up into positive territory, then we can look for this come Wednesday of next week. We can see that the 2-hour would be able to potentially extend. Maybe we even hit the weekly expected move very, very quickly next week, as we do have a shortened trading week. Notice that we do not have a Monday, but we could see that be able to go up to that 700 level. Make sure that you don't ignore the entire video that I just posted, right? We have to do our homework on the 30-minute, but if that ends up taking place, VIXPERATION can be that Wednesday into Friday period, right? We come up into these levels of 700 to 702, maybe by Wednesday. And then we're able to see that 2-hour pullback. We will be looking for a potential 2-hour pullback going into Wednesday if all of this takes place with VIXPERATION. But it is important to make sure to let the market prove itself. We do not know the future or anything like that. So if the VIX does see one more pop off or something like that, we may have to analyze things a little bit differently. But I wanted to keep VIXPERATION on your radar, and I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to learn some stuff, that full technical analysis course is going away in about 15 days. So get it while it lasts. This is the last time you can get it for only $100, because after that, the price is going up after this sale. Thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and make sure to have a good weekend, or maybe you set aside some time to come back and get yourself some weekly expected moves. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.